Well, hello peeps, how's it going? The Hillbilly Half with you. Lovely day again. I thought I'd do a good little video today where I've asked a load of questions to ChatGPT about how much the migrant situation is costing the UK, how much they've been taking off the elderly, how much the farming sector is costing the UK, and we're going to see where the UK has been spending all this money. So see if it's really about anything else. It's all a design. So here's what I did. I asked ChatGPT, how much has the UK government spent on housing and processing illegal boat migration since 2020? Very simple question. Since 2020, the UK government has significantly increased spending on housing and processing individuals via illegal boat crossings. The asylum system costs have risen dramatically, primarily due to the surge in small boat arrivals across the English Channel. Annual expenditure 2022 to 2023, so this is 1 year. The Home Office spent approximately 3.6 billion on asylum support, with 2.2 billion allocated to housing asylum seekers in hotels. So that's 5.8 billion in 1 year. 5.8 billion. So 23-24, expenditure increased to 4.7 billion, including 3 billion for hotel accommodation, averaging £8 million per day. Projected costs. If current trends persist, projections indicate that by the end of 2026, the Home Office could be spending over 11 billion annually, or 32 million per day on asylum support. 11 billion per year. So factors contributing to it increased rise in small boat arrivals between 2020 and September 2024, approximately, wait for this, 175,000 unauthorised arrivals were recorded, with 78% via small boats. So 175,000 people are coming here illegally on small boats, and it's costing us about £8 million per year, and it's projected to rise to 11 billion per year. Do you get that? So there's a few other bits on there. I won't bother saying much about that. These expenditures underscore the financial challenges the UK faces in managing illegal boat migration and highlights the need for solutions. The solution is to send them straight back. Now then, we've heard all that money, so it's between 8 and 11 billion. So let's be on the good side here. Give them 6 and 11 billion is costing per year. Basically, it's going to cost us next year and this year. So let's see how much all these savings, where they've screwed us over in the UK, how much is that saving them? Sorry, how much we're spending on Ukraine. Since 2020, the United Kingdom has provided substantial support to Ukraine. Military assistance. As of January 2025, the UK has pledged 7.8 billion in military support to Ukraine since the onset of the conflict 2022. This includes a sustained commitment of 3 billion annually until 2030. So there we are. That's 11 billion we'll be paying to the illegal boat people per year, as it says here, from now on. And 3 billion per year until 2030 in Ukraine, and UK has pledged 7.8 billion already to Ukraine. So, additional financial support. In February 25, the UK announced a further 55 million in financial aid to Ukraine, including 17 million for energy projects, business recovery. That's nothing compared to billions, is it really? Let's be honest. Nothing. In summary, since 2020, the UK government has committed approximately 12.8 billion in support to Ukraine, with 7.8 billion allocated for military assistance and the remainder directed towards financial and humanitarian aid. You might think that's okay. You might think that's okay. It's up to you. I'm just telling you the figures. So projected course amount illegal migration is costing us is going to be 11 billion in the next couple of years. But at the current thing, it's about 7 to 8 billion. And with this, it's cost... Oh, what's that? Oh, here we are. So in summary, we've spent... committed 12.8 billion to Ukraine and spent 7.8 billion again. So basically 2 lots of 8 billion. So how much money has the UK government taken off the UK pensioners' heating allowance and PIP and the farming sector since 2020? So let's see, they're squeezing all us at home. Let's see if it's to pay for all that. See if it gets anywhere near it, eh? Since 2020, the UK government has implemented several policy changes affecting financial support for pensioners, individuals receiving personal independence payment, PIP, and the farming sector. Below is a financial summary. So let's see if it gets anywhere near that. Right. In July 2024, the government announced that starting from winter 24 to 25, so is a plane going over? The winter fuel payment would be means tested, and this adjustment is projected to save approximately 1.3 billion. So 1.5 billion that's supposed to save. So we've just gone through the illegal migration is 7 to 8 billion per year, going to go on up to 12 billion, and Ukraine war is 12 billion to 15 billion. So they're saving 1.3 billion there by hurting all the old pensioners. And the PIP thing, they're basically having a go at disabled and people who have got problems, mental problems or whatever. So they're 1.5 million individuals in the UK have been sort of put into poverty. A lot of them, if you get into PIP or anything like that, it's a hard job to get into it, from what I understand. So that's from the House of Commons Library. 1.3 million people have been affected by this, and it's saving them only 1.3 billion. And we're spending 5 to 8 billion per year on illegal migration. So personal independent payment, March 25, the government announced welfare cuts totaling 4.8 billion over the next 5 years, including reductions of disability sickness benefits. The cuts aim to save 5 billion by the end of the decade, which measures include halving payments to new claimants and freezing benefits. It's going to affect 3 million families in the UK. So for 5 billion, which is 1 year of looking after illegal boat people coming to across the channel, they're taking it off the pensioners and the PIP recipients in the UK who've been there all their lives and paid taxes in. 1 fucking year. So let's see how much the agricultural community costs. I know this, but you lot will be shocked, because we get talking about how much subsidies they get. So, policy change since 2020. Hold on. How much does the UK farming industry get off the government each year? The UK government provides substantial support. So, at the moment now, following the UK's departure from the EU, the government introduced an environmental land management scheme to replace cap payments. These schemes with a budget of 2.4 billion per year during the current Parliament. In the 21 to 22 financial year, 1.65 billion. indirect subsidies was awarded to farmers, aligning with the figures. That's from the DEFRA blog. For 2023-24, the government announced additional 427 million and 220 million to future-focused technologies. So there we have it. The farming community, sorry, camera's going off there. The farming community, to feed you all in this country, all 70 million of you, it only costs £2.4 billion per year. And in Wales, it costs 330 million. But they're spending 5 billion to 8 billion a year on illegal migrants, which 170,000 have come across since 2020, according to all this data. And it's projected to be £12 billion a year. But they're moaning about spending 2.4 billion on feeding all of you people 3 times a day. And they're also taking, let me go back to this, to the elderly and the PIP people. They're trying to cut 5 billion off given to the elderly and people who are disabled or got problems in the UK. So that's less than 1 year that they're spending on illegal migrants. So get that into your head. This is policy decisions. It's not about saving money at all. These people have decided to hurt our own population while giving it to people who've never been here before and have nothing to do with it and never paid any tax. There's the facts for you there. There is the facts. And let me just go back. The projection. In summary, since 2020, the UK government has committed approximately 12.8 billion in support to Ukraine, with 7.8 billion for military assistance. So there's 12, 17, 18, there's about 20 billion there. And let's go back to this migrant thing. There we are. Projected costs of the migrant things, remember, for 170,000 since 2020, coming here illegally. The current trends persist. Projections indicate that by the end of 2026, so that's next year, the Home Office could be spending over £11 billion annually, or £32 million per day on asylum support. And that's from Hansard in the UK Parliament. But they're scavenging it all off the elderly and the infirm in the UK. What a shape to be in. So them are the facts there. Them are the actual facts. That was from Hansard in the UK Parliament. And basically that's a book in Parliament that projects everything what they talk about in Parliament. That is not wrong. So that's the video for today. Farming sector costs you nothing. Farming sector to feed you 3 times a day costs you nothing. The elderly in this country cost you nothing. It's minuscule. Minuscule. They're choosing to do this, the Labour Party. They're choosing to pick on the elderly, the farming community and the disabled people and people with problems. And they're choosing to give that money instead to people who've never been here before and came here illegally. Get that into your head. Thank you very much. Please comment, rate and subscribe down here. It doesn't cost you anything. Helps me out a lot. All the best. Yes.